You take the Dhamma from us, apply it into your lives, free yourselves from the problems that you're in, the traps that you get yourselves into, the vexations that burn you from the inside, the problems that keep you up at night. You may be the boss of a large corporation. You may be an employer to many people. You may be a leader to a community. You may be a father at home, a mother who looks after her children. But no matter where you are in society, you all suffer the same, because ignorance has gotten each and every one of you. And I haven't even begun to talk to you about what happens to you after this death, because I know there are still skeptics in the audience. And I don't want to upset people. But we have distanced ourselves so much from the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha that today even Buddhists don't believe in rebirth. That's because they don't understand the Dhamma, that's all. I was one of them. Gosh, I was the biggest skeptic in the room. You couldn't beat me at that. If we went back a few years, there were occasions when I'd say, I'm in the Buddha. He was another man, I'm another man, he has his ways, I have my ways. What makes him so much better than I? I know what I know and he knows what he knows. What assurance do I have that what he's saying is true? So why do I have to say what he does or what he says? These were questions I used to, in my sheer madness and foolishness, used to say. But only one thing happened. I listened to the Dhamma, I heeded the advice given, and I contemplated on it, as a scientist ought to do. That's why I always say, I'm not a monk. I'd much rather you think of me as a scientist in a robe, and I want all of you to be the same. Be a scientist. Use your analytical thinking, but don't just deny things on face value. Today, I still hesitate to talk to you about what happens after death. I still do, because I still feel you're not ready for it. Because there's still more ground we need to cover before you will accept it as fact. Right now, if I share some of these things with you, you will tell me it's fiction. Therefore, there's no point in me telling you what's on the other side until you have realized what's on this side. But if you want that day to come to you sooner rather than later, all I can ask you to do is two things. One, do merits. Two, practice what you have learned. In your contemplation, in your application of the Dhamma, your wisdom will grow. You will then be able to understand things much more than you understand today. Your scope grows, your horizon broadens. You'll be able to be more open to certain concepts. But whether you accept it or not, there is a party after this.